Hold on one second. We're about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And I hate to touch on it again, but something is clearly wrong with the Democratic Party. I mean, Chris Van Hollen going down to another country, demanding to see someone who's a criminal, that all the documentation has been released that this man is a criminal now. I don't understand it other than you a wicked child of Satan. That the political party, which is the Democratic Party, has taken their stance to defend illegal aliens and to lie. And they double down again today. You would think that after the mother came out in the White House press room and spoke about how viciously her daughter was attacked and assaulted, that they would have said, hey, hold on, man, we got to think about this. We need to take a few moments and say unto ourselves, maybe, just maybe, possibly maybe, this is a bad idea. But no, they don't. They don't. They have not taken a moment. And let's just keep it real. The current Democratic Party has not taken a moment since they lost the election to reevaluate their stance and correct the course. In fact, they've done the exact opposite and continue to double down and triple down on the foolishness. I've never seen anything like this. It's almost as if they've been driven mad. It's almost as if God said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna let them out of this. I'm gonna make them go crazy, and I'm gonna make them destroy themselves," because it just doesn't make any sense. Nonetheless, CNN comes out and does a poll, and I want you to remember, on these CNN polls, this is CNN, so the margin of error, if they're telling you it's 56%, is probably 20 points higher than what they're saying. And so they come out and they do a poll about deportation. And do the American people want us to deport all undocumented immigrants, which they would be illegals? 2016, 38% said yes. 2025, 56% say yes. In 2016, we had people here, but they were not going ham and doing the craziest things that they were doing now. And so this poll, I'm going to play this real quick. Let me play it so you can hear this clown talking. Go ahead and talk, clown. Talk to the people.
Deport all undocumented immigrants. Voters favoring the government trying to deport all 11 million of them. Back in 2016, just 38% of voters wanted the government to try to deport all 11 million undocumented immigrants. Compared to where we are in 2025, 56%, the majority. The American people have come a long way on this issue, much closer to Donald Trump, and I think that's a big part of the reason why Americans are increasingly saying the country is on the right track when it comes to immigration policy, and why Donald Trump's net approval rating on that issue is in the positive.
The fact of the matter is this. In 2016, we had law and order. 2016 and 2020, you had some law and order. And so, although you had illegal aliens here, the floodgates hadn't been opened up for all the criminal illegal aliens. Between 2020 and 2025, the floodgates opened, and they came in and raped and pillaged and destroyed. And so the 56% that they're showing right now is significantly higher. And the craziest thing is, there has to be internal polling in the Democratic Party that tells them, no, this is a bad idea. But no. Let's double down. Let's triple down. They're talking about Cory Booker is now getting ready to go to El Salvador and try and demand that the El Salvadorian government actually lets them see this terrorist. And I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how this is profitable to that party. And so I said, okay, James, let's think about it. let's just say Christopher Van Holly went down there just to make waves. And he went down and he was like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that we support the illegals. And he just wanted to get in the news for name recognition. The problem with that is, for the majority of the American people, you associating your name with an issue that they just don't agree with. So that's stupid. Then I thought, maybe, just maybe, they figured they're going to put pressure on the El Salvadorian government and then see if they can foment an uprising in El Salvador. And I'm like, that's dumb. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe they feel like they can do it because El Salvador is not going to do them anything. They're one of our allies. But more in particular, El Salvador is a Trump ally. So maybe we go down there and we do this and we put pressure on that relationship between the two of them. But that's stupid. You're in a foreign country. A lot of things can go wrong while you're in that foreign country. I mean, a lot of things can happen. Accidents do happen. And maybe the thing is, he went down there and he wants to provoke the president of El Salvador to come out and say something. And so now he gets this moment where he's pointing his finger at the president of El Salvador. But there's no winning. You don't win. What you do is, for example, let's say Chris Van Holly actually got an audience or actually was able to stir up some strife with the president of El Salvador. It doesn't make him look good. It makes America look bad, and it's going to turn off even more voters. I just don't understand these people. I don't think I can understand them because I think they're devilish and they lack wisdom. I mean, they have to lack wisdom in any type of knowledge to do this kind of dumb foolishness. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. This is the next story that doesn't make sense. This young man, Karmelo Anthony, who murdered someone, stabbed him in the chest. So let's just establish the fact that you murdered somebody. Now, outside all the race stuff, he black, you're a murderer, right? So the murderer stabs someone in the chest, get a lowered bail, gets out on bail, gets money from a GoFundMe, which now we know is tied to George Soros. And now they're taking him out and parading him around. And it's almost like they want this next George Floyd moment. But ladies and gentlemen, here's what I don't understand. In order for you to have a George Floyd moment, you would have to make me believe that this young man has to be attacked and has to die to get people up in arms. I mean, as right now, he just murdered somebody. And people will say, well, he punched the guy punched him, didn't he? Okay, he punched you. You stabbed him. You murdered him. You could have punched him back. You could have beat him up. Hell, you could have hit him with your school bag. Could have did a whole bunch of things. Now, never mind the fact that he was at a school event and he was suspended from school. He shouldn't have been there and all the rest of this. Just hands down, you murdered the guy. It doesn't end well for this kid in any way, shape, or form. But it's the Soros party using him and using black people again. They're trying to stir up their race war. I don't think this is going to be the one that do it. And you don't believe he's trying to stir up a race war? Listen to what he has to say.
These are the type of lies. She's getting millions of views on this. Sarah. She's even came after me. She's even said all of those things. And now that the public knows exactly what is going on, I asked, because these racist bigots try to prevent us from standing up for our baby, our boy, he should be afforded the same rights that Cal Rittenhouse had, Daniel Penna, and all of the people who have claimed whatever their defense was. He should be afforded the same right. Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Cal Rittenhouse with an AK-47 shooting 3 people in the back. We got that. And he raised more than $2 million publicly, and nobody said anything. So since they tried to come for us, I call for the community's overwhelming support for this fund. The disinformation that was put out was literally deliberate to prevent you from helping this family. And I want you to give overwhelming support to show them the community united can never be divided. And I'm going to say this again, and this is for everybody. Black people in America, while the current occupant sits at 1600 Pennsylvania, black people in America don't have to pull the race card. It's what we live as a reality every day. It's what we have to teach our children. We don't want to, but we have to. We don't like to, but if we want to sleep at night, we got to. I ain't pulling no race card. I live it. I'm reminded all the time that I'm a black man in America.
See what I mean? They're trying to make a George Floyd moment. The hell this case got to do with what's going on in the White House? The Negro stabbed somebody. He murdered somebody. He got a damn thing to do with what's going on in the White House. It's a George Floyd 2.0. I just don't understand how it's going to come together. Because you don't have Black Lives Matter anymore because y'all played the hell out of Black Lives Matter. I don't see how it's going to work. I mean, maybe one of you can see how it's going to work. I don't see how it's going to work out. I just don't see it going the way they plan for that to go. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous at this point in time. Hey, he murdered somebody, and the white man is the devil. The white man made him stab that person. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I do know we're at a point where they need something. What you see going on all around you, this defending illegals, this thing with this young man, what you see is the Democratic Party trying to grab hold to something. It's like a person that is being submerged in the quicksand. You know, they get in the quicksand and they down to their waist and they starting to sink and they just grab at anything. And they grab at this little leaf, knowing that leaf ain't going to help them, but they grab it. And they grab at the little small tree branch, knowing they need a tree branch that's long enough to expand the size of the quicksand pit in order to get to solid ground. They can't find solid ground. They can't find solid ground. And so every little issue, they keep grabbing a hold of those issues, but they're not finding solid ground. I don't think they will find any solid ground. Illegal aliens is not solid ground for them. I'm sorry. That's not going to work. There is nothing that's going to work about that.
These are the type of lies.
Boy, stop it. Nobody trying. Boy, please quit. Then we go to, give me one second. Then we go to what's going on in the White House. With Donald Trump meeting with the Prime Minister of Italy, which, if you've been following me for a long time, when she first won, I was like, whoa, Italy is going to be the new stronghold, is going to be the power. Because she was anti-immigration and pro maintaining the culture of her nation. For the record, there's a lot of people who say, well, DW, the white man he don't want nobody from another country coming here because the white man don't want themselves to get breeded out. No, you dumbass, you don't want nobody from another country coming here because it's not the same culture. It's not American culture. Regardless of how you feel about race relationships in America, there is a culture to America. And many of the contrasts or the clashes amongst races in America is actually cultural clashes. So, for example, you'll have a young man who's black and extremely articulate, talks perfect English, and he gets among black people and say, oh, you talk like you white. No. That's cultural difference. And if that person is not strengthened by their parents, they'll fall into talking like a damn fool. and getting the results of a fool. In the black culture, talking a certain way is considered to be nerdy and to be white. It's a cultural thing. Now, that's simple cultural things. But then if you sitting here telling me that you support mass immigration, then yeah. So when the Muslims come here and they get 9-year-old child brides, you support them having 9-year-old child brides. When they knock on your door and say they want your daughter, who's 9 years old, in the hood, because they'll do it in the hood, to be their wife, oh yeah, you cool with that. No. You cool with that. They can have slaves. They can conquer and take your wife. So now your wife is their slave. Yeah, you cool with that. All because you worried about the white man, the culture of the white man. Craziness. So I said this about her back then. I said she was going to dominate. And there was no doubt about it. And she has.
But at the end of the day, look, somebody calls me, I was saying it before, such a Western nationalism. I don't know if it is the right word, but I know that when I speak about West, mainly I don't speak about a geographical space. I speak about a civilization. And I want to make that civilization stronger. So I think even if we have some problems, okay, between the two shores of the Atlantic, it is the time that we try to sit down and find solutions. So I want to thank President Trump for having accepted an invitation to pay an official visit to Rome in the near future and consider the possibility in that occasion to meet also with Europe. The goal for me is to make the West great again. Okay? And I think we can do it together.
We can.
But at the end of the day, look, somebody calls me, I was saying it before, such a Western nationalism.
So she said she's a Western nationalist. And if you remember, the media did the best that they could to take being a nationalist and make it racist. They said white nationalist, racist white nationalist. All a nationalist is somebody who believes in the sovereignty of their nation. And it means that they're in direct opposition to globalism. There's nationalism, then there's globalism. That's it. And you just had 4 years of what the globalists had in store for you. That's what you had. 4 entire years of what the globalists had in store for you. And you see the existing globalists losing their mind, ranting and raving and crying and whining. They racist. We got to go to El Salvador and get back our criminals. You can't deport them. You can't. They got to have due process. Due process. Due process. He ain't no citizen. Where the hell he get due process? I mean, just think about the audacity of that. And this is the thing that gets me. Let's go back to what this dude here is saying. I want you to see the contradictions. Where this Negro went. Get back on my screen, Negro. So this Negro right here, talking about Karmelo Anthony. So he wants Karmelo Anthony to have due process, right? Karmelo Anthony is a murderer, but Karmelo Anthony is a citizen of the United States of America. So he should have his day in court. He should go through his trial. He shouldn't be deported to El Salvador. None of that. Should go through the legal system. I think everyone would agree on that. Nobody should drag him out in the street and lynch him and chop him up and throw him in the river. But according to what the Democratic Party is telling you, the same Garcia dude is entitled to what that young man is entitled to. He's entitled to a trial and a hearing. He ain't entitled to none of that crap. He's a criminal. He committed a criminal act to get here. And he has no citizenship status. This other young man is a citizen who committed a crime. Two completely different things. The law gives him due process. There's no law that says that damn Garcia dude deserves no damn process. It's ridiculous because they moved the conversational window from the basic of no, that dude don't belong here. He's not even a citizen. And they funneled the talking points to the point to where even when you engage with them, you're wrong. And they've already won. By you engaging at that one talking point, oh, he needs due process. You're wrong. I would never engage anybody on that. Well, man, you don't want them to have due process. Hell no, he don't deserve no due process. You prove to me by law of the Constitution that his ass deserves due process. Go show me in the Constitution where illegal alien should have due process. He should have rights to go to court. He should have right to get a defendant. Show me somewhere where he should even have a right to have an attorney in our Constitution. Guess what? You can't show it to me. It ain't there. So shut up and stop lying. Yeah, stop lying. But it's amazing that they're willing to die on this hill. And I think we should let them die on this hill. I think we should let the Democratic Party die on this hill where they belong. And guess what? It is what it is. You won't be that damn stupid and that damn dumb. We will watch your party crumble. And that's all it's going to be. We'll watch that Democratic Party crumble. There's no way around it. There's no way that we get past it. And it's just a matter of time. This is who I'm looking for, Letitia James. Hold on. Letitia. Tisha. Come here, Tisha. 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 What you say, Mama? Turn that music off. Don't you hear thunder and lightning outside? I'm scared, Grandma. Don't worry. It's just the Lord's doing his work. You don't know nothing about Outcast. You don't know nothing about that. Tisha. Tisha. Let's start with this. What I find to be I want to find her speech where she sounds so damn afraid. What I find to be absolutely amazing is, have you noticed the projection of the left? Everything that they do, they project it on somebody else. But basically everything she tried to project on Donald Trump is what she was actually doing. And now that it's her time to go through the ringer, she wants sympathy. Now, I don't feel sorry for you. No, it's the nature of the game. That you went and did all that stuff because people were in your ear saying, yeah, get Trump. He's going to lose. We're going to work together. Don't worry about it, Tisha. Tisha, don't worry about it, Tisha. We're going to beat him. Then in November 5th come and it hit and Tisha they don't win. And Tisha saying, oh, hell, they got to come back and get me. Yeah, they coming to get you. Like we said, like the rap song, here we come to get you. You better get, here we come to get you. Crank it up. Ba-bum, 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 bum, bum, bum. That's number one New Orleans Saints Superdome song. Here we come to get you. So yeah, they coming to get you. You better get crunk. And guess what? You took your shot and you missed. That's just like somebody, but well, DW, I'll send somebody to get you. Man, look, don't miss. That's what happened. You took your shot, you missed. So now, when the other shot coming around is, there as a black woman, I went to Hampton University, and at Hampton we dealt with segregation, and I am not afraid. Yeah, your ass is afraid, and you should be, because they went through everything in your life with a fine-tooth comb. The same thing you did to him is the same thing you got. That's the issue with issues of justice and judgment. Just spiritually, the same judgment you met out is the same judgment met to you. And here it comes.
And now the Trump Justice Department may be a pain in her you-know-what. The Angle has obtained shocking allegations leveled by the Trump administration against New York Attorney General Letitia James.
Tell her, shut up and dribble.
The Federal Housing Finance Agency has sent a criminal referral to the DOJ, accusing James of mortgage.
Remember that controversy? That was hilarious. When LeBron James decided he was going to be a political spokesperson, and Shorty right here said, shut up and dribble. And it was like, that's so racist. Nah, I was like, I agree with her. He needs to shut his behind up and just dribble. Don't nobody care what LeBron James think about no damn politics. I don't particularly care what LeBron James has to do on a basketball court. So I damn sure don't want his opinion on politics. That's a big problem with the black community, is celebrities is your spokesman. The most compromised people end up being your spokesman. I'm sorry, that's a sidebar note. I digress. Hold on, I dropped my earbuds. My nose is pretty stuffed up by right now, if you can't tell. Let's go.
Fraud. In a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Director Bill Pulte says James appears to have falsified records in order to meet certain lending requirements and receive favorable loan terms. He cited a property in Virginia that she's allegedly claimed as her principal residence and a property in New York that she claimed as a 4-unit structure instead of the required, instead of a 5.
Wait. I thought she was the Attorney General for New York. How your primary residence going to be in Virginia? No. You ain't even qualified.
Which Pulte says means she was able to get a different type and more favorable loan.
That's it? That's all we doing? I want to see her talk. I want to hear her run them out. Give me a second. Let me find Letitia. Tasha. Here he is. You want to hear somebody scared? Have you ever heard a scared beach whale? Have you ever heard a beach whale when it was scared? Yeah. A whale that done washed up on the beach and is scared. DW, you would never say that about somebody that wasn't black. Now I say all kind of wild stuff about people. This beach whale is scared. Watch this.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University. That overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you.
Who is we?
We're standing up for you. We're fighting.
Who is we? Who is we? Who the hell is we? We? Are any of you people we? Who the hell is we? Where the we at? We're coming. We ain't doing a damn thing but sitting on our sofa and watching you go to prison. We eating popcorn watching you go to prison. We watching karma come back to get you. That's what we doing. We, you done lost your mind.
Heading on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
You know what that remind me of? You know when you was a kid and dude wanted to fight you, right? I don't know about in your neighborhood, but when I grew up, people come knock on the door. Like you was inside, Saturday morning, you inside. You got into it with him Friday evening, right? Y'all didn't get the squabble. You didn't get the squabble. Somebody, mama, the street lights came on, somebody, mama called them inside, whatever. So Saturday morning, you done got up, you got your poison cereal, your Fruit Loops with arsenic in it or whatever. You done ate it. I don't know how we survive all the poison they put in the food. God made humans hard to kill. And then there's a knock at the door. Do. You in the back. You hear, hey, can Junior come outside? You already know what's happening. Nigga, you knocked on my door asking me to come. So you go in your room, start lacing up your shoes. And there's a way it's said that your parents know what it means. They say it like, yeah. We won't fight your son. No, lace up your shoes. Your mama said, now go on out there and knock him out and get this over with. Come on back inside. I got you. Walking out the door, daddy sitting there, looking at the newspaper. Better not let that boy whoop your behind. If he beat you, you gonna have to fight me. Going out the door, you close the door. They don't look out the window. They don't do nothing. They go about their business. Go outside. Now he done picked this fight. He done came to my doorstep with this fight. We square up, and then he start talking. Yeah. He start talking. I'ma whoop you. I'ma do this. I'm blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You not gonna beat me. Man, why you talking? Why you running that flipper lip? Why you out here with all this tongue wrestling? You just knocked on my door at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And then you just squabble. Get it on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just saw right there. I saw the kid who knocked on somebody's door. Do. Is Trump at home? Tell Trump come outside. I got something for him. Tell Trump come outside. He came outside. She swung on him. Miss. Nah, he done went knocked on her door. Is Tisha home? Oh, Tisha. Come outside, Tisha. Come outside, Tisha. And she come out the door. I'm big. I'm bad. I'm gonna whoop you. Blah blah. No, Tisha. You started it. You started that foolishness. And anybody that's sitting there feeling sorry for Tisha, man, you's a fool. And anybody that's a part of her we that feel like they gonna help Tisha with this problem, you done lost your mind. And you gonna go to prison with Tisha. And I'm pretty sure the people in the office gonna go to prison with Tisha. Tisha, you going to prison. Yeah. And you deserve to go to prison. And ain't nobody gonna be mad about you going. The majority of the American people gonna sit there and watch you go to prison and laugh at you. That was you don't go after no damn president. Obama did all kind of crap. The NDA and all these damn what's the bill where guys, what's the bill? The Patriot Act. Man, he whacked all kind of damn journalists. He did all kind of stuff under the Patriot Act. Ain't nobody go at Obama neck. You wanna know why ain't nobody really go at Obama neck? One no attorney general's like, we're gonna arrest Barack Hussein. No, boy, you gonna die. That's an ex-president. That's a president. You're gonna die. Now, I don't know who got up in her panties and told her that was going to work out. I don't know what fool made her believe. I don't know what Kool-Aid she was drinking. But now she's stranded on the beach and flopping around like a stranded beach whale.
Oh, and I'm not waiting 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes.
And that's the other thing. What the hell make you think Hakeem Jeffries gonna win speaker? What makes you think Hakeem Jeffries gonna win speaker? That's wishful thinking. The Democratic Party is currently chasing after illegals and rooting for illegals. What make you think in 2 years Hakeem Jeffries gonna be? That's dumb. My name is Hakeem Jeffries, and I'm gonna be the Speaker of the House of the United States of America. And as Hakeem, I want you to understand that the Democratic Party is now gotten 2 new batteries. I understand that these batteries don't match. These are not Energizer batteries that come with the Energizer Bunny. These are, the hell is this? These are Chinese batteries, Jiaying batteries. They came straight from China because China is going to be the one who empowers the nation. The first thing I'm going to do as the Speaker of the House is I'm going to stop the 200,000% tariff we have on China so we don't get the money from China coming in. And I'm going to raise taxes on the American citizens so that we can pay for our illegal aliens. I'm Hakeem Jeffries. What makes her think that man gonna win? Do you think, I need you to answer in the comments. Do you think Hakeem Jeffries about to win anything? I don't believe Hakeem Jeffries about to win a dang gone thing. No, he ain't finna win a dang gone thing. Nope, not a thing, not a thing, not a thing. In fact, all evidence points to the full-on destruction of the Democratic Party. Did y'all notice today that Nancy Pelosi came out and said that she was going to run again? Did you notice it? Did you see it in the news? Let me see if I can find that point for you. Nancy Pelosi. I don't want to go to her page. I just want to see the news about Nancy Pelosi. I want to see the latest news. I don't want to have to go search everywhere for it. Ah, no, I'm not going to do it. 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 Anyway, you're going to have to trust me on this one. Nancy Pelosi, this lady right here, where's she at? That lady right there. She said that she was running again for her office. Nancy got to be. Now, Nancy was beautiful when she was young. I don't care what nobody said. Nancy was gorgeous. But Nancy right now looked like the damn crypt keeper. She got a bad hip. You know what I'm saying? She got bad knees, bad feet. She's too damn old. But quite frankly, Nancy don't have no choice but to try and stick around. Because if the extreme leftists get control of the Democratic Party, there's going to be this surges of these crazy leftist people. And for a little while, they're going to feel like, yeah, you know, we're in power, we're in control, we're in power, we're in control. We run the United States. Yeah, everybody with pale green skin say, ow, ow, say, ow. That's what's going to happen. Then we're going to get to a primary election. It's going to be like crushing defeat of the Democratic Party. And it's obvious. It's obvious. When you get to a general election where everybody and their mama got to vote, where everybody got to participate, you going to get crushed. There's no way around it. Because nobody's in agreement with the foolishness that they're talking about. How long have I been going? How long, Lord? How long do we have to deal with these wicked people? Give me a second. Let me see if I can find this for y'all. Let's go to the Gateway. The Gateway Pundit. I think the screen should capture everything on there, hopefully. Let me see. All right. Didn't do what I wanted to do. Quite frankly, that's not what I wanted to see. And I don't like doing this in the process of recording, but it's going to be all right. It's all going to be all right. I know this heifer didn't. I know this heifer didn't. Whoa, 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 whoa. Something's wrong with these people, man. Y'all need to see this headline. Y'all need to see this. Let me see if I can get this headline in the screen. Let me see if I can make this work for y'all. Give me a second. You need to see this. Get on the screen, Hillary, you wicked witch. Hillary Clinton calls on Americans of conscience to stand against the deportation of MS-13 gang member Albrea Garcia. Well, you know, I'm speechless. Not because of Hillary. Hillary's a demon. Now, remember I showed y'all the video with Hillary drinking water and then she spit out this big ball of green glob came out of her throat like she was a lizard person laying an egg into the water. If you've been following my shorts videos, you've seen it. She a damn walking, breathing demon. But I think what's happened to them, I think it's starting to dawn on me what's happened to the Democratic Party. See, there is no guilt issue for them to stand on. They don't have anything to stand on. They can't stand on the economy. They definitely can't stand on the women's rights. There's no position for them to take. And so they've been boxed into taking this dumb position. Failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has called on Americans of conscience. I don't know what kind of conscience they got. To stand against the deportation of MS-13 gang member and illegal alien Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Let's see what she said herself. So she said it on her Twitter. Let me make sure y'all seeing this. So nobody can say I'm alleging things against Hillary, the Queen Witch Clinton. And you know, 5 years ago, I couldn't have said this about her on YouTube. My channel would have got demonetized and took off. I know 5 different people. We have 5 different channels, and they started off with their first video about the Clintons, and channel was terminated immediately. All right, watch this. Before the election, I was warned that there was no safe haven under authoritarianism. If they can ship Kilmar Alberto Garcia to a foreign prison, accused of no crime with no trial, they can do it to anyone. Americans of conscience must stand against this now. Can we just keep it real? Can I just keep it real with y'all? You do know there's a thing called the Patriot Act, right? And under the Patriot Act, they could kill you. They could grab you, your family, and everybody else and ship you to any hole in the wall on the planet. It's legal. They had the power to do it. In fact, I go so far to say this to you. It was that same dang on Patriot Act that they used on Donald Trump. That's what allowed them to do all the spying on him. Because remember, they was like, he's a Russian agent. Once they identified him as a foreign agent and a threat to America, it allowed them to use the Patriot Act against him. And what I'm seeing right here, right now, is Donald saying, it's your turn. Yeah. It's your turn. And here's the craziest thing. Watch this. Let's just say, right? Because Alex Jones was passing out yesterday about Donald rounding up American citizens who are terrorists, running around terrorizing Tesla dealerships and shipping them overseas, right? If you watch Alex, you saw that. But let's just hypothetically say this. Let's say that now Garcia doesn't fall under the Patriot Act. I mean, it's not going to work. But let's say he grabs somebody who's a terrorist. I mean, a real terrorist. In America. Hardcore terrorists. But they're an American citizen. Throw them behind in El Salvador. And then the Supreme Court comes out. No, the civil district courts, federal courts come out and say, you can't ship him over there. That's an American citizen. Blah, 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 blah. And Trump says, well, there's the Patriot Act that allows me to do this. You're an enemy combatant. You're an enemy to America. Guess what's going to have to be vetted out in the public? The damn Patriot Act itself is going to have to be vetted out in front of everybody. So either the president has the power and the authority under this act to do what he says he wants to do, or he doesn't. Now, if he doesn't, then that means everything that you did to Donald Trump and his family and Alex Jones and all those other people, because you said they were Russian agents, everything that you did was illegal. So you go to prison. If he does, and it's vetted out that he has this power and authority, it's been played out in the public sphere. Everybody's aware of it. Everybody's educated on it. Everybody's seen it. Now he arrests you and you go to prison. Yeah. One way or the other, some people getting ready to go there behind the prison. If they keep going down this road, one way or the other, you going to prison. You see what I'm saying? Nah, y'all don't see what I'm saying. People going to prison. It's obvious people getting ready to go there behind some prison. All this dang on foolishness. Him need to go to prison. I'm showing you something. He need to go to prison ASAP. El Salvador. He need to be on the first thing smoking. Then this clown came out. This. I gotta talk to y'all about this. I gotta react to this. Y'all saw he came out the other day. Sleepy Joe Biden came out. Sleepy Joe Biden started talking about colored people. Yeah, I remember watching the colored children on the bus. It was the first time I had seen some of them. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I said, self, who the hell got dirt on Joe Biden like this to make Joe Biden come out in the middle of all this and just start talking again? Now, he been quiet. And he come out being sleepy. That don't help the Democratic Party. Then I said, well, self, I think Donald and them got Joe by the balls. And they said, you're going to get your old behind out here. You're going to go do a speech and you're going to say something. He ran out there and said something crazy, just like he been doing. Only to reinforce the fact that, yeah, Joe Biden had lost his mind and Joe Biden was not in his right mind when he was president. And then you got all the books coming out about Joe and how people knew Joe wasn't doing well and how Obama was running the White House. It's like, it's so many moving pieces to this puzzle. I like it. I don't know about you. I like it. I like trying to figure it all out. Joe Biden treated like a toddler as he drops partially melted ice cream bar in gaff field visit. That's spelled wrong. Field visit to Harvard. Or do we have a video of what he did? Yeah, here's the video. Well, listen to this. Listen to this.
I remember pulling into the parking lot, and I had never seen hardly any black people in Scranton at the time and I was only going in the 4th grade. And I remember seeing the kids going by at the time called colored kids on a bus going by. They never turned right to
Oh, that's y'all president. Boy, y'all colors voted for a president that called y'all colored. Oh my goodness. If Donald Trump said somebody was colored, can you imagine the blowback on that? He should just go out and just talk about colored people today just to get everybody upset.
to go to Claymont High School. I wondered why. Asked my mom, why? So in Delaware, they're not allowed to go to school, in public school, with white kids, honey. That sparked my sense of outrage as a kid, just like it does. I mean, and these young kids.
You were so outraged that you passed your crime bill to send all them colors to prison. Yeah. It sparked his sense of outrage the way he sent thousands, millions of colors to prison. Yeah, I'm Joe Biden, and I asked my mom, you know, why they're going to school there. And my mom said, that they're not allowed to go to school with white people. They have to go to their own school. And that led to spark this anger in me at 4 years old. Now remember, this whole thing is happening at 4 years old. Listen to this lying bastard.
I remember pulling into the parking lot, and I had never seen hardly any black people in Scranton at the time and I was only going in the 4th grade.
Oh, he said going in the 4th grade. I thought he said he was 4 years old. Okay.
And I remember seeing the kids going by.
How old are you in the 4th grade?
At the time called colored kids on a bus going by. They never turned right to go to Claymont High School. I wondered why. Asked
Damn clown. I can't listen to no more of this clown. That was the president for 4 years. Talking about all the colored people that was going to Claremont High School. And Corn Pop was a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Corn Pop has always been a cool dude. Florida State University students told the shelter in place because there was a shooter. Oh, this is big news. D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals blocks Judge Chutkin's order requiring Citibank to disperse billions from Biden's climate slush fund. Wow. They're still trying to get their hands on that paper. You know, when Doge came out, you notice how Elon is out of the news and no one's talking about Doge anymore because they moved on to defending this illegal, which is good. I'm pretty sure Elon could use a break. They need this slush fund money, man. You know why they need this money? Because they don't have enough money to keep their assault up on the American people. That's just the truth. They need that extra paper to keep up their assault on the American people. Because it's psychological operations going on. And it's only working on weak-minded people. That's why they need this money. Anyway, man, I'm done. I don't want to talk about no more of this. I'm tired of talking about these damn demons. That's the thing. You come from the cryptid field and talk about monsters and demons. And it's true, they're there.